Yo, Joe!
Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Classified. This is the first release of Classified for 2024, as many other reviewers are probably gonna say, but we're all kind of following each other's scripts or whatever. But this is Mutt and Junkyard, a very exciting release, and this is just the start of 2024, so there's many more to come, but this character in particular was very exciting when they revealed it. It just looked very cool, and it got people excited. We have that portrait that we saw with the windowless packaging still here, sort of on the side, and then we still have that, and yeah, this is very dusty for some reason. But yeah, on the side we still have our number 113 with that same excuse me, with that same portrait on the side. And then moving on, we have some of the window up here, the number up here, star there, and then the logo here, nothing at the bottom. And then the back, so essentially this little picture that we had at the front of the windowless packaging, it is now here at the back. And I actually like this. It just shows a wider scene of that picture. So we have Mutt and Junkyard in the forest, sort of river area. Actually, they're being ambushed by Crocmaster here. You can see Fiona there, or regular crocodile. We have those zoom in shots here on the back side as well. We have a little nice portrait of Junkyard there, looking very happy. But yeah, now there's a lot of mixed reactions now, going from windowless to windowed packaging. A lot of people are now missing having this sort of art or this picture here at the front. People are saying this is too bland now, and people are complaining about the plastic being, or the accessories being like too tight in the plastic tray. So what do we want? Do we want the windowed or the windowless? Which one is it, fans? I didn't really mind the windowless. I've said that many times in some of my reviews. I like the style of packaging they were going for, especially the first early ones, because you had like different unique art styles, and I like that. So, and going back to windowed, I mean, it also looks cool. You get to see the figure and all the goodies in there. We get a cool knife, we get all the hands, goggles, and all the stuff we're gonna take a close look at as soon as I open this. But we're back to windowed. I don't mind either or, as long as the figures keep coming and they look great. That is all that matters to me. And I just wanted to do a quick comparison with other windowed packaging. I think they're still the same sort of width here. Yeah, it seems to be about the same. It's just a change in sort of style with the numbers 38, 133, or 113. On the side they had their abilities or skills, and they had the art on this other side, and this one we get that QR code thing. But yeah, still the same size. And yeah, now let's get to cracking this guy open. We still have the art there and the portrait here, so they kind of kept it the same. They just redid it a bit, incorporating those new aspects of the windowless packaging. All right, so just because I want to go through this sort of experience again with the windowless or the windowed packaging, you get the cardboard tray with the nice sort of star that you can display. Get that out of the way. And then we have all the goodies. We'll start with accessories. So there's the AR, And I think we're gonna do accessories while we get them out. So we have the sort of M16 with the ACOG scope with some nice grain here at the barrel, and then we should have removable mag, and then we do have some nice detailing here on the handle and whatnot. A little curved, but for the most part pretty straight, so that's pretty neat. We're moving on to the baton and the pistol here. So here we have the pistol, and can position my light a little bit better. We have the pistol here. I think we've seen this one before with Grunt. You can port blast effects on it. Nice detailing, some green on the top. And then we saw this recently with Shockwave, little police stick to hit some Cobra members. Moving on, we do have a helmet, which looks very cool. It looks very dirty and grimy. I like how this looks. It looks very cool. And you can kind of feel the paint that's on it, but that is cool looking. So yeah, get a helmet on this side. This does look kind of awkward, just having the knife out here rather than somewhere over here. But you do get a knife, and they did the weird thing where kind of slided into this weird hole, and let's see if we can get it out. Okay, I can see the complaint there. This one was a bit tricky because they slided into this hole, and then there's too much plastic going over the handle to really be able to take it out normally. So I just went and cut into the tray, but we get a knife here. I think we've seen this one too with Grunt as well. Nice silver blade there and the handle. And as we keep going, we have all these hands, and hopefully they're not as hard to take out. We have one hand, sort of a cupping hand with some nice texturing there at the top. We have a fist looking very cool, again with the brown at the top, very nicely detailed. We get a sort of, let's see, sort of motioning hand, waving hand, or halt or something. Again, some nice brown detailing on the gloves. And then we have a sort of, I don't know what you would call this, but it's another hand with some nice brown. It's just different gestures for Junkyard that you can pose. Mutt here, sort of indicating. This one here might be a bit tricky. So you see where, oh geez, can't really see that. See how the finger's going into the plastic, and then you have the peg itself also going into a hole. So that makes it a bit difficult to really get some of these accessories out. So I'm gonna cut into that and get it out of there. Right, so here we have the sort of pointing finger, the nice brown on the gloves. These were pretty easy to take out. They just sort of slip in and slip out. But we have some nice gold there for the goggles. Of course, one to put on top of the helmet, and one to, pose them, wearing the actual goggles themselves. There's some nice reflective paint to them, so I like that. You have the muzzle for Mutt, looking very cool. Some nice little details there. The air vent and whatnot. Yeah, very cool looking piece. And then we have Junkyard's alternate expression here, where he is a happy little boy. And this looks great. I just love dogs, and it's just I love seeing this happy little dog here. Paint apps came out good for the most part, at least I assume. It's a shame the teeth aren't really sculpted, So they just sort of painted white teeth onto it. But I think it works for the most part. You know, these dogs tend to have very slobbery mouths, so you know the teeth kind of get lost in their mouths. Um, but yeah, I think the paint apps came out amazing. The eyes look great, the nose, the mouth, everything, the ears. And then you have the, you know, the hole in there to plug it in. So yeah, this looks like an amazing alternate head. Let's take a quick look at the figures themselves. And there I go, dropping stuff again. Take a close look at the figures. All right, so we have them here, and one quick thing I wanted to check was the reuse on the chest, and it's not any reuse that I can think of. I thought maybe it was Flint's, because Flint had that sort of chest piece kind of sticking out very noticeably, and I kind of saw that with Mutt here, but it's not too bad. It's not as prominent as it looked in a few pictures. It still kind of sticks out to you, but for the most part, it's fine. Taking a closer look here, we do have some chest hair, you know, or at least what is attempting to be chest hair there. His face sculpt is one of the best ones we've had so far. It just looks very angry. I do have, you know, some yellow paint there from, I don't know what that is. But you get some cool scars here, or, you know, little scratches. That looks cool. And then, you know, you have sort of a 5 o'clock shadow going on there. You know, you just shaved. That is a phenomenal head sculpt. Love the mustache, the grinning teeth. The hair could be painted a bit better. You can see where it kind of missed the mark there, and you just see these sort of little speckles going all throughout. So that's a bit unfortunate, but other than that, he looks very, very great. I'm gonna see if I can get that yellow thing off his eye, and yep, seems I removed it. So yeah, just some paint. I can removed it with my nail. So yeah, looking at more details here, we have a new vest here, and it looks very leathery, and I love it. You have a sheath here, you have some buckles there, zippers, some bullets here, I assume, and a cool little medallion there. You know, you have some red padding there on the shoulders, on the back, some more texturing and whatnot. Ooh, on the side over here, we get a sort of, I'm not sure if that's removable. I assume it's not. But you get some sort of spray here. I'm not sure if we can read the words. I don't think it says anything in particular. If it can focus. I can't make out any of the words that it has. But it's still a nice detail to have there. You have some more sculpting here on the side, so that's very cool. A new belt piece, I assume, because this is a new piece on it. So very cool belt piece there. I assume these are new. No, these are rock and roll. Yeah, these are rock and roll boots and legs, so these are reused for sure. But yeah, that's a nice mold to use for this guy. I like the boots, the knee pads. The holster is also reused, I believe, from the Arctic bats. At least it seems that way. I could be wrong of that. But yeah, it does seem like it's reused, but that's okay. And then you have these nice gauntlets, you know, on his forearms and the gloves. You know, as mentioned, they have that nice brown and texturing and detail on them. You have some more forearm hair on there. So yeah, this guy looks great. Head, it is on the double ball joint, so I don't like it because you don't get a lot of range going up. You get some going down. You get some pivoting there. Arms go out about that much, and then you have a slight butterfly joint in there, a bicep swivel there, and then double jointed arms, so that's nice. And then this hand is a vertical hinge, so it goes up and down. This other one is the same, so it's also up and down. And this is actually a separate piece here, so you can remove that if you want. This sort of gauntlet thing. You do get your waist swivel in there. You get some good crunch even with the vest. You know, it's a pretty soft vest. You get good crunch out of it. He can kick forward about that much, out and back not so much. He does have the drop down hip, so he can kick a little bit more. You have your upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, boot swivel, boot goes back, forward, and ankle pivot. And I'm just gonna say, this is the smoothest classified figure I have held ever. All the joints are smooth. Let's see the elbows here. Yeah, everything is smooth. And this is how a figure should move. It should just be fun to move around. I don't need to break my fingers trying to bend one of the knees. This is fun. I'm already loving this. And he was sitting out in the cold. I got back home pretty late. He was outside in the cold. And until this morning, it's still very cold. And I'm having no issues with the joints. That's how a figure should move. That's how I want classified figures to move, because I've always had, you know, issues or QC issues with other figures where the knees are too tight, like I can barely move them. And once I do move them, it stays in place because I don't want to move it back, because it's such a hassle just to get those knees to bend. And yeah, you can warm them up and all that stuff, but even then, I shouldn't go and do that. A figure should be ready to go out of the packaging. And this guy, I'm already loving. He's already on my top 10 list of 2024. This guy, as my brother says, this guy fucks. He fucks. And then we have Junkyard, who I assume and I'm hoping has some good range of motion too. First and foremost, I love his little vest and collar that we have for him. Just this green with different shades of green. The buckles, there's a lot of texturing going on in there. You have the little handle which, you know, Mutt can hold on to. Yeah, very lovely. We do have, you know, pinned joints. I don't know how people are gonna feel about that on the pet. It's a little dog, I don't mind it. But there we have the mean look, the growling look. And this one does have the sort of sculpted teeth. And yeah, they're painted very well for the most part. And, you know, the eyes came out great. Love the head sculpt. And let's get into articulation. You can look up about that much, down about that much. And then you do have, oh, it's pretty easy to detach. But that's okay. Yeah, he can look up pretty good and down. He can look side to side, you know, pivot his head and whatnot to get him to express different emotions. You do get sort of a ball joint in there as well. You can shift up and down and side to side in there. Legs go forward about that much and back about that much. They go out a little bit. I don't think it's as much as Timber could, but you get some outward range. You get a hinge here about only that much, and it does swivel. And then you have another hinge here, no swivel there, but you get another hinge here at the foot. And I think this one has, yeah, it has the pivot there. And yeah, so far joints are smooth, nothing's too stuck. And then you have the back sort of torso here that can, it's also sort of on a ball joint swivel. So you get a lot of range there, up, down, side to side. So you can see there. And then the legs, they can do full 360 if you want them to. They can move out pretty well. And then you do have a hinge here, which, ooh, okay, this one is a bit tight. Yeah, these are a bit tight, but not too tight. trying to see how far. So yeah, they can hinge about that much. And then you have this other hinge, and again you have hinges at the foots, and they do have the pivoting in there as well. So not too bad of a range for Junkyard. Is it Junkyard? Yeah, this is Junkyard, Mutt, and Junkyard. So this isn't Mutt, even though he is a dog. This is not the Mutt. This is Junkyard, and this is Mutt. But yeah, I love the range for both of them. They both have great articulation. It's all rather smooth. You know, Mutt is very smooth. This one, the back joints here, kind of tight, but they do move very well. And with that being said, last thing we do here is always equip them with their accessories. We're gonna go, let's put the muzzle on this guy. Not sure how we get around. Do we need to, I think we might need to remove head and then sort of wrap it around as such, maybe like that. I'm not sure if it's supposed to go around like that. Attach it back. That looks pretty cool. We're gonna go with goggles on. Ooh, that looks cool. And then we go helmet. And I believe you can have all of that together without any issues. So that's looking a bit weird. So we're gonna go just the muzzle, then the helmet, and then we'll put the goggles on top. It's a bit, you kind of need to stretch these out. Kind of scary to do, but that looks very cool. I'm digging how that looks. Very nice. We have his knife, which has a sheath here. Put it there. His pistol has a holster here on the side. A bit big of the holster for this pistol. You know, very. Will it fall out? I don't think so, but yeah, kind of a big holster for that one pistol. And then we can have. We'll have him do the AR. And then we can have him hold back Junkyard here. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't get the hand. Sorry, I'm not speaking too much. I'm really concentrated here. But I love this 2-pack already. Easily top 10 already of 2024. Mutt looks great. Junkyard here has great articulation and also looks great. Let's put him his happy face. Let's see. Oh, his head fell off. But yeah, overall, I'm sorry I didn't speak at all these last few kind of seconds or minutes, but these are some great looking figures. They function well, and you get a whole variety of hands, which I know a lot of classified collectors were asking for. We get a lot of hands, and these are all just to, you know, sort of give Junkyard a bunch of, you know, orders or directions, you know. But yeah, I am very satisfied with this 2-pack. It's good to see the windows back. Like I said, don't really care much about the windows. But yeah, amazing 2-pack. Highly recommend getting these guys. I know they were in Target. I never saw any, but I did get this from Hasbro Pulse. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. It's pretty lengthy, but we are looking at basically 2 characters. Oh, but with that being said, we do have Pet, and we have other pets. So we have Timber, and you know, like we saw on the back image there, they were being pursued by a crocodile. We have Fiona here, and then we have, you know, random snake that came with Serpentor. Yeah, Timber is slightly taller than Junkyard. To be expected, Timber is a wolf, and then you have, you know, sort of a size comparison there with the crocodile. So yeah, now officially the review is over. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in a future video.